Hi, welcome back to Guessagaingaming, playing Age of Wonders Planetfall. And as usual, with at least this game, I'm taking off from exactly where I left off last time. Okay, so firstly, one of the not problems in this game, but one thing that I will say to bear in mind is it's one of those games where you're never gonna really have enough resources, or it's easy to think you've got a lot and then you'll use a bit, or something will happen, someone will take over one of your sectors and you'll suddenly find you're losing resources or you're really low. So if you look at the top bar, in energy we've got 8. That's because in the last video, in the last bit of the game I played, I bought that leader and that cost, I think it was 150 or something. So, and we were already low, so it's not that that was already a very low amount of energy. So we're a bit low on energy. We're not very high on anything actually, but we're very low on energy. We're so low on energy we couldn't afford to even make another unit. So we need to kind of address that. One way we can address that is we can take over or annex another sector, which we might do, because we haven't got any yet, so we can annex a sector. You can annex sectors as you expand your colony, so each colony can have sectors, but you can't just go and annex endless amount. So you'll get one, then the colony will expand a bit more and you'll be able to annex another one, and so on and so on. The other way we could do that is in the main menu. You can build these central structures, which you can only do one in each place, not that one but the others, and that provides they all provide different things. And as I said in earlier videos, you might want to hold off which one of these you get. These central ones are the ones that matter, these 4, because you won't know which one you might need, and it seems at the moment we need power, energy. So what we might do then is we'll probably put the central reactor core one here, because that'll give us at least a bit more energy income for now. We could do one in our other colony here as well, but we won't rush. You can make one there. You can make one of those in every colony if you want. It doesn't mean you can only have one in your whole empire. You can only have one in each colony, so we can make another one of those if we need to, but I think we'll hold off from that in case we want to put something else there later. So we've done what we can with that. I don't remember if we okay, so we're waiting for a unit there to finish making in 3 turns, which we can then add to our army to knock that up to the maximum of 6 units. We've got our new leader there. We've got our main army, I'd say that's us player leader there. Us player leader, that doesn't make good sense. Anyway, and we're there. And we're there not defending, but we're in our forward base. So basically it means we've got our army, you can see it on the unit screen, army power 870 plus 480, that's the defending force of the forward base. So just in case we're attacked, because these Paragon NPC factions have declared war, like I said, they're not usually super aggressive. In a sense, and it's like everything in every game, it's a bit of a toss-up between you kind of want them to be at war with you at some point, because we kind of ideally like this sector and to get rid of them there. So you kind of need them to be at war at some point, because if they're never at war, then you can never attack any of them, and that's not what you're going to want. So, and you kind of want to, if you want to remove some of them from nearby sectors, you want to do it early, because once you get into the main war with the AI players, then you're not going to want to be wasting time and wasting resources and wasting your army fighting the little factions. They're not little now, but they are in context of the game. So if we've got anyone left we can move, we don't want to move them, they're waiting. Okay, we can move this, so And of course we're still, yes, click on your unit when you want to move. We're still waiting for some knowledge of where the other NPC, the other AI factions are, but we haven't found one. We found their scouts and their armies, but we've not found them yet, so we will find them. They're somewhere. They could be quite a long way away. I mean, this is a big map. I think there's an option to play on a small, yeah, there is. This is a medium map. There's a small map, but I always prefer to play on the biggest map allowable. I think it comes back to a thing from many years ago with Age of Empires, where if you had a small map, you used to find that even if you only had a couple of AI empires players, they would end up being pretty close, and you'd like build your settlement. You'd be cutting down a forest or planting some those bushes you used to get fruit from, and you'd go a little way and you'd suddenly find that you've got their base nearby, or their settlement, or their and it was annoying. I'd like to expand and get my empire going before I ran into them. So I think it comes from that kind of feeling. So if you played on a smaller map, you wouldn't be probably searching as much. But so as you can see, Paragon have got a lot of bases, so they're not to be taken lightly. The good thing is they won't necessarily start a whole war with us. They're at war, but that can all resolve kind of quickly. I think we've done all the things that we want to do. Yeah, okay, so we'll end our turn. Those things where it says so and so is moving, Roto, Cox is moving, that's the other AI players. But we don't know where they are, so it's not going to show us, it just tells us, so that's good. Okay, Paragon engages us, and that's good on every level because they've engaged us. The AI isn't stupid as you've seen in the actual battles, but they are a bit stupid sometimes when it comes to unwinnable battles. So they will fight you if you've got a very overpowered army, or they try and attack your colony, even if there's no chance they're going to win. So here you've got a very weak army attacking our main army, and we've got the defending base players, base units. So we'll just auto combat that because it's easy kill. You can see we hardly took any damage. And that's worked well because they're dead. So that's all going to go good. So that's worked well because that army came from there. So what we will do is we will prepare. We might even do it now actually. As I said, when you move, always bear in mind that you can be planning a move. So for example, I was thinking, let me move that army there in advance, well they've not got the other unit yet, to prepare to attack that. But then if I do that, and for example if I move this one and they can't reach that one, then they might come out and attack one of their own. As you can see from the red, they probably won't reach each other. So be careful when you're trying to set up a joint attack, because sometimes you might not quite reach with one of yours, and then the other one will be attacked, and they might not be as quick a victory. So we'll just move some of our scouts around. Yeah, those red markers you get where you can't see what's going on, it might occur to you, and it occurred to me at the beginning, that it's something really terrible, but actually it's just a marauder army, and you can see it's not even a very big one. So they're not always anything to think about much. It's just showing you there's something hostile in that area. So that's that one. We've got that. Still not found anything Of note, like I said, the good thing about using flying units is they're quick over mountains and they can go overseas, so that's good. So we're just flying this one right out of the area just to see if we can find anything. We don't want to move that. We might as well wait, okay. And you can see from the energy we're building up again, but you always want to have a reserve of energy. I only let that drop down because I wanted to hire that hero, that leader, but you don't necessarily. Okay, so that happens, you know, it's life. So we've got a situation, I said this in the early videos, where one of the random marauder armies, it can be an NPC army, will attack your scouts and there's no option to retreat. There's no possible way that we can win that with manual combat, because you can see we're 80 and they're 320 and we're just a flying bird thing, so we just auto combat it and die. That happens. It's sad for the bird, but yeah, it's what it is. We're not far off making that. It's sometimes, I mean, you've got these, you know, it depends what unit you're sending around, but these aren't, you know, hugely valuable units in any sense. So what you might want to do is just leave them somewhere innocuous, because at some point it becomes, you can see from this, it can become a bit, you know, we've done a bit of exploring and scouting, we haven't really found the other AI players. We've found, you know, there's always interesting things to find. I don't know what that is. It's a gravity well? Void storm, there you go. So there's always weird things to find. Well, you can see it brings a whole lot of its minus energy. And it would be bad to put a colony there. But you get the chance to receive dimensional instability. So it's good and bad. But yeah, it gets kind of, at some point, you don't want to just keep moving these scout units everywhere unless you really want to. So it's sometimes good just to leave one somewhere, and then later on we'll probably pick up some enemy scout units again, or an army, and we'll have someone in that vicinity to check them out. Same with this one, because we've got a long way from where we are. We don't really need to go further. Yeah, we might find something, we might not, but at some point, as you saw with the last scout, you just get killed. So we'll put ourselves up on the mountain. It's very unlikely that they're going to go there. You can do that actually if you've got a scout, especially if it's a flying scout unit, and you can put them on top of a mountain, but the terrain's difficult and it's unlikely that any enemy army is just going to be wandering across there. Same with the sea, although the sea's a bit more problematic because they have quite a lot of units that go in the sea. But yeah, anyway, so we'll just leave them, and I think we'll just get to that. So again, we don't know where any of them are. We know there's three AI factions, and they're all moving. And the only thing that tells us, it will tell you if they killed each other, or if they're at war with each other, it will tell you. And I guarantee that at some point they will be at war with each other, and it's usual, if you keep playing on without engaging them yourself, at least from my limited playthroughs, that one of them will wipe out another one. And you might like that idea, or you might think that it means one of them will get much too strong if it kills the other. So again, it's all choice, it's all tactics. Depends where you are. We're not in a very good place to have a war at the moment with anybody, because we've got very low energy production and reserves, so we wouldn't be able to build new units quickly, so that's going to be bad. So we've got our new unit, which is that thing which will plonk into our army, and that means we've got our second full army, which we're going to move that way. And then we're going to move our other army that way. And we're kind of building towards we're kind of building towards, oh, you know, I've done the thing I told you not to do, which is put 2 units nearby and not join up. But anyway, we'll see. But they've already lost one of their armies there, so we should be okay. So, yeah, we want to kind of engage that Paragon unit that's near. And if you see any others that are, you know, in your vicinity, it's good to wipe them out while you're at war, because the war with the NPC factions usually resolve. There's another little thing there, but that's quite a strong one. Yeah, not too strong. We might engage them. We'll see. So we've got volatile afflictions. That sounds painful and like something you'd need to go to hospital for.
It's a weapon. The innocent don't play with weapons.
Ah, okay, so we've got corrosive chemicals and things like that, which is a tactical operation, which obviously is some kind of corrosive bomb or something. Forest. What's that one? Might as well have that. Okay, so we're making this a little bit more simple now, because we're not going to keep moving our scouts all the time. We're going to leave them where they are, the 2 that are left, and we're concentrating on our main army. And now we're going to move our army to there, and that's what we wanted to do. So we've got both our armies fighting their little army, and you can see we've got overwhelming numbers. We've got 1,735 in power, and they've got 578. That was why it was good their army came out. Their other army came out and attacked. If you attack one of these, I'll show you once we've done it, so let's just auto combat that, and that will be a victory. With no losses and not much damage, that's very good. We don't need to do that again. We get some research, and we get an ego rifle, which I know people that would use that. They've got a good ego to supply it. But anyway, if you attack one of these bases that's got that, you'll still need to enter it probably. Let's just check with this. So we can actually annex that if we kill the army, so I think we'll annex that. We've been waiting to do that. And that will be excellent and good, because that sector has an Imperial Research Centre. It gives us research, it gives us research exploitation level 4. We can upgrade to that anyway. And it also joins our 2 colonies, which means there's no chance that at the moment we'll be blocked between our colonies, and that can be bad if you've only got one colony really producing the main kind of army unit. So that's all gone very well. Actually, we've got a thing okay, so that's another thing I told you, the NPC factions, these 2. I don't know if there's always 2, but I've always found these 2. There are different ones. One looks like penguins, and he's a kind of jelly thing. But anyway, this one, the Spacers faction, they demand Cosmite. They demand different things. Sometimes they demand energy, they demand that, but they demand 10 of that. And we'll get reputation and favour if we do it. We can decline that, and that will mean war. The more you build up your reputation and favour, the more ability you have to decline, because you've already built up quite a good reputation, but we haven't at the moment. Or you can do a quest instead. As I said probably in one of the earlier videos, you can do a quest instead, and later on, again, when you're worrying about the AI players, you won't want to be doing those, because they're just annoying, and you won't want to be wasting armies and having damage to armies to do it. But in the early game, I would say they're quite good to do, because we can afford to give them the 10, but if we do the quest, we get some experience, and usually you'll get some bits and pieces for doing it. Sometimes you won't, sometimes you will, but we'll do the quest. Okay, and it tells you where the quest is. We've got 10 turns. Of course we don't get it, but there it is. So it's not far. And it's there where the little World Cup thing is. And there you can see what we're going to have to do is kill that army, which isn't going to be a major issue. So yeah. But later, I mean, not even later on, there'll be times, you know, if they'd asked for, I don't know, let's just say 30, 40 in energy, that would be a lot of our energy resource, so we probably wouldn't have wanted to give them that. We could have given them the Cosmite because we've got 121, but it, like I said earlier on, it's not that bad to fight them. So we've made another unit which will add to our third army, and we need to.
There's a way to do anything.
That's just
There's also
production,
a smarter way
upgrade of this. We still don't need to do the aquatic. So we can upgrade food. You can jump ahead with these things if you wish, but there's none of these things that are so essential that I'm going to do that. Covert infiltration. Now let's just do the normal ones because we're not in any desperate situation at the moment. So okay, it's all going kind of well. And in this turn we'll have that section annexed to us, but it's always a turn ahead. There you go. Received a proposal from Voto Kozrax. That's nice. So there, now you can see our borders include a whole joined up loop. We've got our forward base there. We've got a sector in between, and we've got our main city there, so it's all quite good.
This is the negotiations interface. Diplomatic.
Yeah, we can negotiate. So they want 20 in Cosmite, and they're going to give us, and sometimes these negotiations can be very good or very bad. So, and as you can see, it gives you an analysis where it says trade analysis, fair deal for you. Sometimes it will say it's a really negative deal, and sometimes it's a really good deal. In this case, I don't know how they balance their decision of whether it's fair, but I'd say it's a very good deal for us because we've got a lot of Cosmite comparatively to how much energy we've got, bearing in mind that to make a unit is going to be 30 or 40 in energy on its own. And you can make units without Cosmite, so that's a very good deal for us, and we'll absolutely have that energy, thank you. So that's all good. We can build something else here. So we can upgrade our sector. So what that is, it's this basically. So there's our sector, and we can upgrade our sectors once you've got sectors. We can put in laser turrets, which is obviously useful to defend, but it's not. I don't think. Well, we're not even come into contact with a hostile AI player yet, and yeah, we don't need that now. We can do that in our own time. So same with this one. So let's just upgrade our research a bit because there's no reason not to. And here we made a colonizer. So we've got that. Let's just be careful because there are these marauder armies, and bearing in mind, don't forget you have to do a quest, and it says in the top left corner that that's our spawner glitch where we've got to do our quest for the other NPC faction spaces, because if you don't do it or you fail, then it will be negative, and in this case, because we haven't got a great reputation already, it will be a war, and we don't particularly want to be at war for the sake of doing a quest that we can win. So yeah, these random marauder armies, which look pretty pathetic, like there's our colonizer, and we don't want to be sending our colonizer out randomly while there's all these things wandering around, because you know they might attack and you never know. So what we're going to do is we're going to send one of our armies to sort out those marauder factions. I think we'll put one of the armies. Actually, At the moment, the most danger is down here, really, this Paragon faction. So we're going to move our sort of, at the moment, there's not much going on up there, really, at all. And there's the mountains, which are kind of good because now they're going to be a kind of protection barrier for someone that's deciding to march in. So we're going to move our sort of military zones to down here, where we can like maybe attack the Paragon faction or wait for their attacks, get rid of some of these marauders. Where's in our base we can make many things. Like I said, these things just make the same units that we've got in our capital, so we can, but there's no desperate need to. Advanced military structure, laser defense turret, central science lab. Yeah, I think that might be a good thing, because we're making enough energy now. I mean, it's famous last word, but we've got a coloniser, we can make a new colony. So I think we'll have a central science lab there so we can get more research, do our research a bit quicker. That will do for that. But as I said, and you've noticed in this playthrough, probably in the last couple, a lot of this game isn't necessarily battles. Even if you do have a battle, you'll often be doing a auto battle, because you don't have to. You might want to fight a very underwhelming NPC or Marauder army with your in the manual combat, but like I said, you don't have to. It gets a bit disappointing when you're just whooping enemies, and if you're not highly expert at anything, which I'm not, you're more likely to take damage. I would say this auto combat, when the enemies are underleveled, is probably going to do better, as well as you could ever possibly do. You've seen in the auto combats I've done, we've hardly lost any health, let alone any units. So, and I'm sure if I played, I would have at least lost quite a lot of health in somewhere, and I might have lost a unit. So, a lot of this game is civilization building, to coin a phrase, not fighting. So, just to make the point of that, we're going to attack this. Well, that's not what we meant to do. Luckily we can retreat, so that's what you don't want to do. I accidentally decided to attack that with my coloniser. Like I said, and that's easily done in this. It's very easy, and especially when you've got loads and loads of units and it's lots going on, it's so easy to, and I just did it then, it's so easy to press on the wrong thing or forget you've clicked on something and moved the wrong thing. And luckily there was a retreat option, because that would have been very bad, because I don't have a coloniser fighting a army, which wouldn't necessarily be a very good thing. So we've got our army, we'll attack this Marauder army. It's a very low risk battle, we ought to win that in auto, which we do, and you can see there's literally no loss, but 3 of our units leveled up, so it's all good. And as with the quests, like this quest to kill this Marauder army, which we're going to do, all these things against these Marauder armies, and they're good ways to level up, especially when you just always check what the strength is, because sometimes they won't be, they get stronger, these quest ones, by the way, for the factions, but they're good ways to level up your army. So we'll bring that one around there. Now we've got our coloniser, which we almost sent into battle. We can't colonise that anyway, because it's next to our colony. I mean, we can't, so we can't colonise the sector adjacent. We'd like to do that one over there, or that one actually, because that's got a few things. And you can see from the way you can set up your, your central plan in a colony, whether it's a energy producing thing or a research producing thing or a food producing thing, the more colonies you have, the more resources you'll be bringing in. If you need, especially if you've got like a big war going on with different factions, different AI players, the more colonies you have producing units, the better. Again, it works like those games like Total, or if you've got loads of very upgraded cities, you can make lots of your units at the same time. If you've only got one, then you're just relying on that one unit to complete, that one colony to complete all your production. So I think we'll head off in that direction. We can't go far because we already moved. We've got both our research branches have done.
Soil and green
So we've got that, which is a foresty thing.
This walkthrough can cover whole fields.
Which is all good. It's a forest upgrade basically. We still don't care about that aqua water-based thing. Non-reflecting lasers, that sounds... Searing module, yeah, that sounds good, we like that. Most of these things give, the military ones, they give a mod or a thing that you can, a unit, and they'll give a thing that's a tactical thing you can do during a battle. Those are operations things, so it's always good to check. So, society, we still don't really want that, so let's just do covert infiltration, because it makes the operations slightly more likely to succeed. The other two things you may or may not use, but the operations succeeding thing is a good thing to have. So that's that, and then we'll end our turn. So yeah, like I said, you can get through an awful lot of this game without really having to manually fight a battle. You'll only kind of have to do that. That's annoying. So yeah, no, it's not annoying, but it's just, yeah. So that scout unit, that bird I left on top of the mountain, some other marauder unit has randomly attacked it. We can't retreat, so we will die, because there's no point in us trying to fight that with that, so we just die. It's what it is. It's done its duty, and there's no more it could have done. So okay, so like I said, when you've got a mission, always, which is the mission at the side, 7 turns left to do that NPC mission, always keep in mind that you have to do it in the turns, otherwise it's going to cause a problem. So we put both our armies there because they were both close by basically, and there's no reason not to be overpowered to wipe out a Marauder army, because you can see they're 6 for 3/8 power, so one of our armies alone would have been better, but you know, we might have had damage, but this is going to be another massacre, which it is. We hardly lose any health even. That's done. We get a Volt shotgun, which is another good thing. I'll have a look at that in a minute. And we get some food, which is good. It's always good to get free food in life and in games. And there you go. That's the end of that. They don't give you ongoing quests, so what that is we've done that, basically. Been there, done that. And there'll be a little pause, and they might give us another one. And they will. They'll keep on going to giving you quests, which you can either buy out of by giving them what they ask for, or you can do the quest, or you can have a war. And they'll get harder and harder, but obviously we'll be upgrading and getting more and more experience, so yeah. Okay, so what we'll just do and check is what we've got. Like I said, if you want to look at your leaders, their heroes, you can do it on that screen, and then you can see who you've got, what you've got. It's always good to keep checking, because you'll get bits and pieces all the time. It says examine hero, and that's what that is. So it's Lancer is so we're on a mount, so that's good. So bear in mind, if you swap that out for a gun or something, you wouldn't have a mount. So well, that's good. We've got this, which is a secondary weapon. If we've got any other options, we've got a thermal grenade, but I don't think that's that great. And then we've got, oops. We can mod something else into them. We've got, so always check when you get these things. So we've got like a the tier level tells you how good they're kind of going to be, and obviously some of the things cost more. So always check what weapon you're using to what mod you might want. So for example, we've got that, which is a laser. I know our secondary weapon is a bio, but we've got a laser and a bio. So it wouldn't hurt to have a laser mod, and we've got a tier 2 ignition module, gives us much more laser power. We'll go for that. And it always costs something, the cost at the moment, so we'll do that. And you'll want to keep rechecking these each time you research a technology. In the military, you'll almost always get a new mod if you don't get a new unit, so you want to keep checking that. And also, if you change your primary or secondary weapon, you might want to change your mods as well. And also, you'll always be getting you've seen when you get new weapons, when you take over different bases and when you do different quests, you get different weapons, and they're usually pretty good. So that's them. They've all got quite a lot. This is the new hero we got, and they've got a very good shotgun, tier 3 crystal shotgun, and some balls. No, I'm not joking, they're like balls on strings. Bolus to capture enemy units. That might be good or might not be. I don't think that's a fantastic thing. But we haven't got anything much else we can give them, so we'll leave them with that. But we've got, our main one is electrified. I don't know if we've got anything that mods that. So, but we have got other weapons. We've got this, so it's always good to check. We've got an ego rifle, which is a psionic weapon, and it can give you broken mind. I mean, it gives the enemy broken mind. And we've got a volt shotgun. Both are lower tier, but one's a different power. But we don't really want to change what we've got. But like I said, in some cases you might want to for various reasons. One, because the equipment you've got is better than what the hero's got, the leader's got. And one is because you might want somebody who's got a sniper rifle or who's got a melee weapon, whatever. So we don't really need to upgrade either of the, what's that? Stagger resistance, that's armour, that's fine. We've got this, let's see what that is. Spacewalk. It's the only one that matches what we can use in our phase field. Additional markings. It's a shield, yeah, we might as well. And again, you do have to pay, you can see you have to pay for all these. Sometimes if you mod 3 different mods at the same time, it can be quite a lot. So you can go through Cosmite quite fast doing this, more than energy, if you're modding up your leaders. And what I would say is always make sure you don't want to keep changing around too often, because it will cost you. So yeah, you get skills with your heroes. So this one's got 10 skill points, and then you can see they've got a ranged weapon, so we'll give them, most of these are pretty obvious. So we need Deadeye, we'll give them that, we'll give them ranged, vitalities, obviously a health boost. No. Disrupting hack might be worth having. You don't have to use them all at once, so we'll just use those and we'll save the others because some cost more than others. And like I said, always check whether you've got 5 skill points with that one. So he's a sniper, so again ranged would be useful, and that's all we can do with the points, but again it's all good. So there's quite a lot of where's us? That's our very self. And we've got 5 as well. Yeah, there's quite a lot of things with the mods and all these skills. There's quite a lot of things that you can do. I think we'll give ourselves more health actually. Some of the things sound really cool, void bullets and... Anyway, we'll give ourselves some more health. But the only thing that I think is like a bit of a shame is that you don't get a bit more interaction with these heroes. They don't even have any dialogue, they don't have anything to say really, they're just like the name. So that person is Latori the Thundering, but apart from the fact that she, I don't know if that's he or she, they have that ability, those abilities and those skills, they don't have any other thing. Even, I think it would be nicer, let's say this game is more based like a thing like Total War, if you've played any of the Total War games. So for example, if you're playing Total War, even the first Rome, which was a fantastic game, I used to play it all the time, you can hire new generals, and they all have these different skills and interactions, and they have people that they add onto their retinue, and they have lots of different bits and pieces, and you felt much more like that general had an interaction in the world. They had like a part in the political structure of that army, that civilization, and they had lots of different abilities, fighting abilities, building abilities, retinue, negative abilities, and I think that it would be a bit, even if they're not doing this like a thing where the leaders have a lot of interaction in that they don't have cutscenes, they don't have personality, they don't have backstories really, other than what you get when you start straight away. You get one little paragraph of what they are. It would be nice if they had a bit more interaction in the world, other than they're just that one might as well be called number one, because apart from the fact you give them skills and give them mods, they don't really have any character. And it would be nice if they kind of had a bit more character. Maybe they could get like negative traits a bit more, maybe they could interact in some way, maybe they could, they're all from different factions, so maybe, they could have some feeling or input because of a different faction you're fighting or something. It would be nice, because you only end up with like 5 or so of these in the whole of your playthrough. So I think it would be nice, because they don't feel like real people. They feel like just the leader of your army, which is what they are. But it's a shame, because there's no other characters either really in your own faction other than yourself. There's no one to really interact with, and that you're doing it all. So yeah, I just think, anyway, that's just personal opinion. Okay, so we've done a bit. We're going to do, I think we'll do one more playthrough of this in another video, just to type a bit of this Marauder thing. Maybe we'll attack the Paragon, and then I think maybe one more, maybe 2 more. There's another game I want to play. I've always got a list of games in my mind that I've played and I want to play. And there's another game that I picked up recently, which is very interesting. It's called Genesis Alpha 1, which is a very interesting roguelike kind of RPG. It's hard to explain what it is. I'll need to show you, but I like to do that in a couple of videos. So I think we'll do one more of this, maybe 2, depending on how the next goes, and then I'll play some of that. And like I said, with all these games that are ongoing, that have long playthroughs, I may well come back to some of these, the same with Disciples of Liberation, when I've got much further to show you how it is when you've got a much bigger army. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope you're having a lovely day for Guessing and Gaming and myself. Take care.